What if the nosiest neighbor in your perfect American suburb decided your private pool was her personal country club? What if every HOA letter you got was really just her way of reminding you she owned the neighborhood in your piece? And what if the quiet new guy everyone whispered about had been smiling through it all because he'd already built the one thing that would make her entire fake empire collapse in front of the whole block? Let me paint the picture for you. Just wanted a quiet backyard and a place to unwind after 12-hour coding days. I bought the house in Sunnyvale Estates because the listing promised community harmony. Yeah, right. Harmony my ass. Harmony turned out to be a 30-page rulebook thicker than my mortgage papers, and at the very top of that pyramid sat Karen Whitaker, president of the HOA. Smile like a church lady, heart like a parking enforcement drone. The first time she knocked, she was all sugar. Mark, sweetie, just a friendly reminder. Your grass is at 2.3 inches. We prefer 2.25 maximum for that manicured look. I laughed it off. Pool filter, emitting excessive noise. The week after that, I was discouraging community spirit by not hosting block parties. Every complaint signed by concerned neighbors. Code for Karen and her two cronies who nodded like bobbleheads at every board meeting. I could have fought back right then. I smiled, mode at 2.24 inches, turned the filter to silent mode, even bought those stupid solar lights she suggested. I let her think she was winning, because while Karen was busy writing me up, I was busy studying every single HOA bylaw, every state trespass law, and every loophole that let me install something special without her knowing. You see, I'm not the yelling type. And watches. And documents. Weeks turned into months. Story of yellow envelopes. Neighbors started giving me side eye at the mailboxes. Heard you're having trouble fitting in, Mark. Karen made sure the narrative spread. I was the grumpy loner who hated kids, hated fun, hated the community. She even started a petition to review my pool privileges, because apparently my two college buddies swimming one Saturday was disruptive to the aesthetic. I never argued in public. Meetings while Karen preached about shared values in her pastel cardigan. Inside, I was wiring cameras, running legal checks, and installing the one feature the rulebook never saw coming. A custom pressure-sensitive trapdoor built into the pool deck itself. Looked like normal composite wood. But step on the hidden panel after hours, and it silently dropped 6 inches, locked, and triggered a live feed straight to the entire HOA board plus a polite automated call to the non-emergency police line. No violence. Undeniable proof. I called it my welcome mat for rule breakers. And then came the Saturday that changed everything. I was inside reviewing code when I heard splashing. Not my splashing. I walked to the window and there she was, Karen in a giant sun hat and matching HOA polo, lounging on my pool chair like she paid the mortgage. Her husband was cannonballing with the kids, screaming, "This is way better than the public rec center." Her teenage daughter was blasting TikTok music on a speaker she dragged from God knows where. They'd climbed the side gate. Private property. A no trespassing sign I'd posted after her last accidental visit. My blood should have boiled. The kind of calm that comes when you've rehearsed this moment for months. I stepped outside, phone already recording. "Karen, you here?" I thought the HOA president was supposed to set the example. She didn't even have the decency to look embarrassed. She waved like we were old pals. "Oh, Mark, don't be silly. The kids needed to cool off. Besides, it's such a beautiful pool. Seems a shame to let it go to waste when you're never using it." Her husband chuckled like this was normal neighbor behavior. I kept my voice low, almost friendly. "You know the rules you wrote, right? Section 4.7, private pools are private. Trespassing is a violation, and you've already got 3 strikes on record from your own complaints against other residents." She rolled her eyes behind her oversized sunglasses. "Rules are for people who don't contribute to the community, dear. We're just borrowing a little harmony." That was the moment I pressed the discreet button on my key fob, the one that looked like a garage clicker. The deck under their lounge chairs gave the softest mechanical click. Then the entire section dropped 6 inches with a hydraulic hiss and locked into place. Red lights blinked on, live feed active. A calm robotic voice echoed from hidden speakers. Trespass detected. Recording uploaded to Sunnyvale HOA board. Non-emergency authorities notified. Karen's smug smile froze like cheap Botox. Her husband's cannonball stopped midair in his brain. The kids stared at the now lower deck like it had personally betrayed them. What is this? Karen sputtered, trying to stand but realizing the drop made the chairs wobble. I leaned against the fence, arms crossed, finally letting the smile I'd been holding back for months spread across my face. This, Karen, is what happens when you push the quiet guy too far. You wanted to control my pool? Congratulations. You just became the star of the HOA's next emergency meeting. Her face went through every shade of HOA beige to furious crimson. This is entrapment. You can't just trap people, she shrieked, yanking at the lock deck panel like it would magically open if she complained hard enough. I tilted my head. Sweetheart, you climbed a locked gate, ignored 4 signs, and brought your whole family onto private property after I sent you 3 certified letters. My security system just did what the police would have done, except faster and with better lighting. Her husband finally found his voice. This is ridiculous. I tried to boost the kids over the edge, but the drop made it awkward. One kid's floa tie popped against the locked seam. Karen's phone started buzzing, HOA group chat exploding with notifications. The live feed was hitting every board member's inbox in real time. I could already picture Mrs. T, eyes wide, finally seeing the woman who'd fined her for tacky holiday lights, now stuck in my backyard like a raccoon in a trash can. Karen's voice cracked. Adults here. I'll overlook the grass thing. We can forget all the past complaints. Too late, I said softly. You made sure the whole neighborhood thought I was the problem. Now they get to watch the real problem try to talk her way out of a 6-inch drop. Sirens never came, didn't need to. The automated message had already done its job. Within minutes, 3 other neighbors were peering over my fence, phones out, recording the HOA president literally trapped by her own entitlement. One guy I'd never spoken to before just shook his head and muttered, "About damn time." Karen's empire was crumbling in 4K. By the time the emergency HOA Zoom call started that evening, the neighborhood group chat had 187 messages. Screenshots of Karen mid-scream were everywhere. The board, those same people who'd rubber-stamped her every complaint, looked like they'd swallowed lemons. Mr. Vice President cleared his throat. Mrs. It's quite clear. You were on private property. Karen tried the tears. The children. I leaned into my camera, calm as ever. Neighborly would have been asking first. Or maybe following the same rules you've weaponized against everyone else for 2 years. The vote was swift. President effective immediately. Her concerned neighbors committee dissolved. And the board issued a formal apology to me, plus a reimbursement check for administrative harassment that covered every fine I'd ever paid. The next morning my doorbell rang. I stood there with a plate of cookies. We all saw the video, Mark. All walking on eggshells. By afternoon, 3 more neighbors stopped by just to say they'd been documenting her nonsense too. The quiet guy wasn't quiet anymore. He was the guy who finally hit the off switch on the neighborhood bully. Karen's house went up for sale 2 months later. Last I heard she moved to a condo with no HOA. Good luck with that. Look, I didn't set out to destroy anyone. I just wanted to swim in my own damn pool without permission slips. But sometimes the only way to stop a tyrant wrapped in pastel cardigans is to let them step on the exact trap they spent years building for everyone else. If you're stuck under an HOA, Karen, right now, document everything. Smile. And when they finally trespass on your peace, make sure your trap is ready.